Today I'm going to be talking about sunspots. Sunspots have also been referred to as age spots, which I hate that name. And they've also been called liver spots. So I totally dislike both of those names. So I'm just going to refer to them as sunspots. So basically what a sunspot is, it's a brown spot that appears on the surface of your skin. They're flat brown spots. Usually there's kind of like a collection of them, kind of like a cluster of them. Now, I'm going to show you where I have my sunspots. So I have my sunspots here on my forehead. And basically all the high points of my face where the sun hits. You know how when I do my tutorials and I teach you about the number 3, about how to bronze and make yourself look golden and tanned. So my sunspots are here along my cheekbones, down my nose, and I'm not getting too much on my chin, but I actually have a little bit on my upper lip. And basically the same thing on the other side. So I have some brown spots here, some here, right here on my cheekbone. And I also, if you can see, I have a collection of brown spots here on my forearm, on both forearms. It's hard to show you here, and right there. How you get a sunspot is basically exposure to UV rays. So it could be UV rays from the sun or UV rays from a tanning bed. The melanin kind of accumulates and a brown spot basically will appear. It doesn't happen right away. It kind of pretty much takes could take decades before those spots appear, but that's what's happening. Your skin is actually trying to protect itself from the UV exposure. So anybody can get a sunspot. It can happen to anybody, but primarily sunspots are most prevalent in fair-skinned people. But that doesn't exclude anybody else. Anybody can get them, but fair-skinned people are more prone to it. You'll usually start seeing sunspots come out probably around your 40s. However, I'm 35, and last year I started noticing the first signs of sunspots, and I did nothing about it, which was a big mistake. Not a huge mistake, but as soon as you notice it, you should get yourself to a doctor to diagnose what it is. And if it is sunspots, then you need to treat it. Or you don't need to, but you should treat it. You can detect sunspots, not necessarily just in your 40s. If you had really bad sun damage as a young child, you could maybe even notice sunspots as early as your 20s. And people basically get sunspots in the areas that are really exposed to the sun. So your face, your chest, some people's shoulders, backs. Well, I have them on my forearm, sometimes on people's hands. Basically how I got the sunspots on my forearms is I sail every summer. I can remember this race. I was wearing a 3/4 sleeved shirt and I had my sailing gloves on, and this part of my arm, I just didn't religiously apply sunblock all day long, and at the end of the race I was really burnt right here in my forearm. And that's the thing, like when you get burnt, you think, oh well, when the burn goes away, you just kind of forget about it and think, oh well, you know, no harm done. I got burnt, and no big deal, it's gone now. But what you don't see is that you've actually damaged the deep layers of your skin, and that's how sunspot damage happens, is that it's damaged in the deep layers, and it takes a while before it gets to the surface type of thing where you can see it. So that's why you have to take care of your skin. That's why it's so important to take care of your skin. So basically, there are some treatments that you can try. There's 3 different types of treatments that you can do to try to treat your sunspots. There's what I like to call the do-it-yourself natural treatments. So basically what you could do is you could take a lemon or you could take a lime and you cut it open and you rub the citrus fruit along the areas, the sunspots that you have. And basically it's the acids of the fruit that help fade the sunspots. However, you basically would have to do that every single day. Probably leave the acid on for about 10 to 15 minutes every day. And you know, it's not a quick process. It's probably going to take maybe up to a year before you actually see that fading. You could also take vitamin E capsules and just break open the capsule and rub it on your spots. And the same properties that vitamin E has that helps heal scars, that will also help fade the sunspot damage. So the other method to treat sunspots is what I like to call topical creams. And that's what I'm using. And the two products that I've been using are the Vichy Pro Even. So this is the Daily Dark Spot Corrector. So with daily use on the entire face, stubborn dark spots can fade, acne marks reduced, brighter, even skin tone. So this is the tube here. This is my first tube. I'm almost done. I've been using it for almost 3 weeks now. The thing about this is that I think it's been great. I've been using it for 3 weeks and I'm just starting to see a little bit of fading. I'll probably will have to go through 2 tubes at least before I see any real great fading, if you know what I mean. I purchased this at Shoppers Drug Mart for about $44, I think. It is a 30 ml tube and I apply it every day, morning and night. And it's been very gentle on my skin. I haven't broken out or anything like that. I have really, really sensitive skin and I've been using it all over my face basically, and then applying my regular moisturizer over it, and I haven't had a problem with my skin at all. Again, I think you would probably have to use this for at least 12 weeks before you start seeing a difference. So, impatient me, I thought, well, I'm gonna buy something with a little bit stronger ingredients. So I'm trying the Strivectin EV Get Even Brightening Serum. This is the box here, and this is the tube. So this is just basically a stronger version of the Vichy. This at Shoppers Drug Mart was about $99, I believe, and it has 50 mils. And again, you apply it morning and night. I just started this today, actually. Today is my first day. And basically on the box it says, within 2 weeks, your exfoliation accelerates and skin tone appears brighter. After 4 weeks of using the product, excess pigmentation diminishes, skin tone even outs. By week 8, pigmentation normalizes, dark spots visibly fade. So it's gonna take at least 8 weeks with this. So I've just started it on my face, and I'm gonna do this arm, my right arm, with the Strivectin, and I'm gonna continue with the Vichy on the left arm, just to see comparison-wise how things go. I think I'll probably do an update. So after 8 weeks of using the Strivectin, I'll post a little update video on how I'm getting along with my sunspot fading. And there's also a third line of treatment, which I refer to as professional treatments. And those are treatments that you would get from like your doctor or dermatologist. So there's laser resurfacing. And basically what that is that the laser removes thin layers of skin where your sunspot is. And it's kind of like exfoliating the outer layers, and it brings the sunspot kind of to the surface where your skin can just naturally shed them and allow new skin to emerge. But recovery, this can take like several weeks before that happens. And it's expensive. Chemical peels will probably do the same thing. Probably the best treatment, professionally wise, would be liquid nitrogen. And that is the same thing, like if you ever were, when you were a kid, if you ever had like a planter's wart on your foot, like that's the same thing that they would use on your sunspot. And basically what it does, it freezes the spot, and the spot basically like kind of scabs over and then will eventually fall off, and you will have new skin underneath, and your sunspot will be gone. But again, that's an expensive treatment. I think it's like in the hundreds of dollars. And with all these treatments, especially the professional treatments, the laser resurfacing and the liquid nitrogen, you need to completely keep your skin away from sun exposure, because when your new layers of skin are exposed, you definitely don't want to expose it to any UV rays, or else that would be not good. So basically the big thing here is prevention. So if you're my age, you know, we can't do anything but we did in our past. So the damage has been done. there's not much we can do about it except basically be reactive. If you are a young girl, I know we've all felt this way, like we're totally invincible. We love the way we look when we're all tan. We seem so, you know, healthy looking and better looking when we're tanned. And, you know, like I was a victim of that thinking too. Like when I was in high school, we used to use baby oil and lay out and just like fry our skin. Like it was the dumbest thing ever, but that's what everyone did back then. And, you know, now that I'm in my 30s, I know better, and I would never go to a tanning bed. When my girls get older, I would never allow them to go to a tanning bed. If they do, it would definitely be without my permission for sure. It's just, in this day and age, it's so silly, and I think you just need to accept the shade of skin that you have and not try to be what you're not. It just kind of boggles my mind, basically. Anyways, so if you're a young girl, just protect your skin. If you're my age or older, a lot of the damage has been done, but we can still prevent further damage. So here are the key steps to preventing sunspots. Wear your sunblock. So you should never, ever, ever go outside without an SPF of at least 30. I use an SPF of 45 at all times, and you can't just apply your sunblock in the morning and think you're good for the entire day. Like you have to reapply every 2 hours, and if you're swimming or sweating or anything like that, like reapply even sooner than that. I mean, what's the downside, right? Like you'll use up more sunblock, big whoop. I mean, a bottle of sunblock is so much cheaper than like $100 laser resurfacing or liquid nitrogen treatment, right? So, I mean, just be smart, wear your sunblock. Also, like wear a ball cap or some sort of hat to protect your head and your face. Wear sunglasses. Like this area of your face, the skin is so delicate. I always, always, always wear sunglasses. Everybody should wear sunglasses when they're out in the sun. Stay in the shade as much as possible, either under an umbrella or under a tree, whatever you can do to stay in the shade, like that would be great. And also they make some really cool UV kind of clothing, like the long sleeve t-shirts and stuff like that. So bring it in your beach bag. You don't have to wear it all day, but if you feel like you've gotten enough sun exposure and you don't want to go home yet, just put your t-shirt on, and then you don't even have to worry about it. And at the end of the day, after a day of sun exposure, after your shower, come home and apply some aloe vera. It's not going to totally prevent sunspots, but aloe vera has some amazing healing properties to it. And again, like what's the downside? If it helps even a little bit, why not do it, right? And you can get really cheap. I know President's Choice at the Superstore, you can get like a big tub of 98% aloe vera gel for like, I don't know, it's less than $5. So to me, like what's the downside? There's more benefit than there is to not using it. So anyways, that is all you need to know about sunspots, how to treat them, and even more importantly, how to prevent them. So thanks for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.